Alright, what are we doing today, folks? Ah, yes. Jaguar S-Type R model. Yes, supercharged. 2006. Let's get this open. I tell you what, them springs, whew, they're strong on this, or the shocks. And there it is, the Type R engine. Now, what I need to do is get to the belt tensioner, which is down under here. Yep. Why? Because I've got to replace the alternator. And this is going to be a royal pain in the ass. So I'm not sure how this tank comes off. God, it's still hot. I'll figure that out. So I've got to get this pipe off, get this out of the way, which means I can then probably get this out of the way, which for some reason it hasn't got those clips in. I'll put some of those in before I give it back to the customer. Then I'm going to try and take this tank off. May have to drain that tank. Have to figure that out first. Then once I've done that, then hopefully, I don't know, hang on, where's my light? Yeah, oh my God. I don't know how this is going to work, folks. I really don't. Maybe I'll leave that tank where it is. Because looking at the connections, that's going to be a real pain and it's going to be lots of fluid everywhere and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to try, we'll see, once I've got all this gubbins out of the way, if I can reach across somehow to get to the tensioner. I can see it in the distance, but yeah, alright. I know you couldn't see it. Let's give it a go. Hopefully you can see that down there. Ignore the blue tape. I've had to put that on there. My belt tensioning, untensioning tool, the surfaces are smooth so that you can pull it off of whatever it is you're tensioning. So I had to get a little bit of an extension there, and I used my 1/2 inch to 3/8 adapter to do that, but of course it wanted to fall off. I didn't want that. So I've managed to take the tension off, and what I've done is I have pulled the belt off of the steering pump here. Okay, so that's what I've done. Now that should have released the tension on the belt to the alternator. This is a very convoluted setup, and there are two belts. Now, on close inspection, these belts look in bloody good condition. So I will suggest to the customer we don't change them. One, because they're okay, or it is okay because he only bought me one, and that's not a complaint about what he did. I only told him to get one. Probably because I didn't realise there were two belts on this baby. And the other is, to replace that belt will be a bloody nightmare. Now, I originally quoted him to replace the belt, so I'll be deducting that off of the what he owes me, should he decide that that's okay. But if he insists I'll change the belt, I hope he doesn't insist. Now, my next task is to get underneath and disconnect the connections from the alternator. Now, let me stand up here. One thing to mention, when doing this job, obviously because you're doing the alternator, you have to turn the battery power off. The battery is in the boot. The boot is opened electronically or electrically. So you have to be aware of that. Sorry, that's my brother texting me. The Jaguar S-Type R model, and I do not know if this is true of other models, there is a keyhole underneath the J of Jaguar on the boot. Just sort of to one side of the J. Someone else said it was underneath the U, but maybe that's other models. What I can tell you is this is a 2006 Jaguar S-Type R. And on this particular one, it is under the J, or just by the J, where you use a key so that you can shut the boot. Now, I needed to shut the boot because I wanted to raise the car up on my lift, and I really didn't want my customer's boot lid to be crumpled into a million pieces just because I wanted to raise the car up. The same applies now. I have to shut the bonnet to lift the car up and screw around with the alternator. This is gonna be fun. Some people have said you have to lift the engine to get the alternator out. Well, initially what I have to do to get the alternator out is get the 2 bolts out. Now let me show you on the bench. Come on, round here. This is the alternator here, obviously. It's not a carburetor. This is the bolt I can see underneath the alternator. Nice and easy. The other one, not so easy. It's directly opposite. Look, there it is. However, here, oh, sorry, hang on, let me show you again. I don't know if you saw that. I've got to do that again. Right, there is the other bolt hole. So there's only 2. But here, in line with this bolt hole, there's stuff. And I don't know if I can get past that stuff to get to this bolt. I'm hoping it's just a bolt that I've got to undo and there's not a nut on the end. This one is a nut and a bolt, and that's a pain in the ass. The clip on the back, this one, yeah, you have to give it a good old squeeze to get it out. And I'll show you it underneath on the car. Now this is actually, I must admit, I'm impressed. This is a bloody good looking alternator. I can't say I've ever met this make before. WAI. It's in lots of different languages. Does it say where it's made? Yeah, it had to be, didn't it? China. So it's Chinesium. Let's hope it's not Chinesium crap, because that will cost the customer, because I'll have to do the job twice. Yeah. I wish we could buy American. All right, let me see if I can get this other one out. I will take you with me. Okay, this is the back of the alternator. You can see I've already disconnected the small connector. Got to unbolt that large one. I'll tell you what size that is in a minute. And also you can see the main bolt. The belt is now loose, which you can probably see. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get my hand around that. Guess I'll just shove it up through that hole and take all my skin off. Right, this is the bolt out of the alternator, and in typical Ford fashion, they can't do things the same. They're ignorant pigs. The nut on this end is a 15mm. The bolt head is a 13mm. Yeah, I know. Oh, and just to add to the millimeters, this socket is a 12mm, and that's for the connection on the back of the alternator. Well done, Ford. I'm sure you could have thrown in another one just to really fuck with us, assholes. Okay, hopefully you can see that. There is a nut on the back of the alternator. At the moment, I don't know what size it is. I will tell you. But my God, what a fucking joke. Yeah, that's it. It's on the back of the alternator, guys. I don't know if... Now, I can't get in any closer, can I? Can I or not? No, I can't. I'm sorry, you're going to have to... Look at it. There it is. Oh, fucking stupid design. That's it. That is the nut off of the top mounting stud. It is a 13mm. What the fuck? Okay, whilst I do appreciate there is more than one way to skin a pussycat, there's no fucking way that alternator is coming out down through here. I know somebody said they did jiggle and piggle it through, but God knows how, because this Sorry, let me see if I can do that again. Hang on. Me. Where are you? God damn it. This piece here, where my finger points, there, that prevents it from coming down. And even then, getting it out would probably be impossible. I thought of maybe removing that bracket, but that holds a belt tensioner for the other belt. So I don't want to do that. It would appear what I have to do, and you'll see this in the next video, is to undo the engine mount, remove the engine mount bracket from the side of the engine, lift the engine, then I may, if I can get my camera, be able to bring it out through here. The engine mount will be gone, the bracket will be gone, so there should be enough room for me to bring it out this way. Well done, Ford. And those of delicate ears, turn away now. Ford, you're a bunch of cunts. Good God. Can you fucking believe it? And if you don't like fucking swearing, then stop watching my fucking videos, because I fucking swear, especially when I'm dealing with these fucking cars. That's tomorrow. I am not going to do it today. I've cut myself enough. I've bled enough. Oh, I'm sorry. Bingo, me light just died, as you saw. That really just sums up the day. Good night. Catch you on part 2.